Hello and welcome back to Versus, the series where I compare games, see what they do right and wrong, and challenge the general consensus. Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Sonic Colors have a lot in common. They are both generally well received, but I've also seen a lot of retrospective criticism in recent times. They're also both sequels to games that introduced radically different ideas to their respective series. And of course, they both released in 2010 for the Nintendo Wii. In this video, I want to approach this from a bit of a different perspective. While in past Versus episodes, I've largely focused on each game's integrity as a whole, for this episode I want to zero in on how well these games accomplish the job that all sequels should strive for, to expand and improve upon their predecessors. In other words, this video exists not just to decide which is the better game, but rather which is the better sequel. With that in mind, and without further ado, this is Super Mario Galaxy 2 versus Sonic Colors. As I've established, both of these games released in the same year on the same console, which gives us the best grounds for technical comparison in the entire Versus series thus far. Mario Galaxy 2 runs at 60 FPS while Sonic Colors only runs at 30 FPS, and while that certainly gives Mario the advantage as far as performance goes, Colors still maintains a respectable frame rate compared to Sonic Unleashed, while delivering graphics that, at least in my opinion, reach and even surpass the visuals of Galaxy 2. Of course, both games are beautiful, making use of vibrant art styles that bring out the design of their environments. Additionally, they both have great soundtracks, though from a subjective point of view, I tend to prefer the music in Sonic Colors. Not everything that these two games share is positive though. Something I think both entries fumble is the story. While the plot was never a huge focus in Mario games, the original Mario Galaxy managed a lot of tense and exciting moments balanced with some optional down-to-earth flavor text that helped flesh out the lore. Likewise, Sonic Unleashed also struck a good balance, combining slapstick comedy with genuine heartfelt character moments. Compare these to their respective sequels and you're bound to be incredibly disappointed. Super Mario Galaxy 2 copies the plot near verbatim from its predecessor, while also dumbing it down to a juvenile level. Bowser kidnaps Peach, whoop-de-doo. There's no exciting cinematography or heartfelt moments along the way, you just go from level to level and fight Bowser at the end. Sonic Colors also butchers its story though in a completely different way. While Galaxy 2 basically uses a SparkNotes version of its predecessor's narrative, Sonic Colors comes up with an entirely new concept dripping with potential, only for it to suffocate under the awful attempts at comedy and renditions of established characters that border on parody. With the common ground established, let's talk about advantages and disadvantages. While these games stand toe-to-toe in the areas I've mentioned so far, it's gameplay where things start to change. Super Mario Galaxy 2 uses the same engine and many of the same assets as its predecessors, so the game is basically a level pack. That's not necessarily a bad thing if it can provide the same or more than the same amount of excitement and spectacle that Mario Galaxy 1 had. After all, if the levels in your 3D game are going to be linear, there needs to be a good reason for it. Unfortunately, Mario Galaxy 2 falls on its face here. While the level design itself is just as good as its predecessor, it lacks the same originality that Galaxy 1 had, often reusing the same level themes as before with very little in the way of exciting new ideas aside from the power-ups in Yoshi. Many of these reused concepts are worse than the original, at least when it comes to spectacle. A great example is this game's version of the Mega Leg boss. In Galaxy 1, Mega Leg was this massive mechanical monster that you had to scale while dodging bullet bills with cinematic camera angles and a fittingly epic score. Compare this to Galaxy 2's Dig-a-Leg. He's small, the boss takes place on a 2D plane, and the music is kindergarten material compared to the bombastic orchestral score of Mega Leg. This kinda sums up my overall feelings about Super Mario Galaxy 2. It's a good video game, obviously. However, I can't help but be underwhelmed when comparing it to its predecessor. Galaxy 1 immersed you in the great unknown, having Mario fly from planet to planet with an epic orchestra, all while the dark, starry background looms over you. Meanwhile, Galaxy 2 doesn't seem to care about any of that. The backgrounds are always bright and the music often feels like standard Mario fare. How about Sonic Colors then? Well, this is where it easily trumps Galaxy 2 in my eyes. While I had my gripes with Colors, more on those in my full review, which I'll link at the end of this video, one thing it did not disappoint with was originality. Despite the game using the same gameplay style as the day stages in Unleashed, every zone is unique, visually distinct, and ties perfectly into the amusement park theme. They also deliver on the exhilarating spectacle that Unleashed had, allowing Sonic to blast through these gorgeous environments at high speed, with the camera always at just the right angle. Beyond all of that though, it also improves upon Unleashed gameplay-wise, which Galaxy 2 failed to do. Sonic Colors tightened up the controls, improved the level design, streamlined the stage unlocking system, and introduced the Wisps, which exponentially increased the potential for unique level design. Compare this to Mario Galaxy 2, which didn't really bother improving anything as far as I can tell. While the original was an amazing game overall, I would have liked to see them tweak Mario's controls to be a little less stiff, or map the spin attack to a button, or at least scale back on those awful motion control minigames. Yeah, we can't give you a good story, but you bet your abs we're gonna make you control the stupid Boyd. So, what's the versus verdict? Well, I think I'm gonna have to give it to Sonic Colors. Super Mario Galaxy 2 may be a good game by itself, but it fails to live up to the originality and spectacle of its predecessor. Meanwhile, Sonic Colors improves on virtually everything that Unleashed did right, story notwithstanding, but then again, Mario Galaxy 2 hardly even has a story, so Colors at least has that going for it. Ultimately, while they're both great games, Sonic Colors is easily the better sequel. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Coming next is my review of Sonic Generations, so stay tuned, thanks for watching, and as always, enjoy life.